Are you already successful? That's fantastic. I bet you work hard day and night to sustain your incredible levels of productivity. But what if you wanted more? Do you ever see your profit margins and think, wouldn't it be great if there was another zero on the end of that? Don't we all? And that's why you're here, so you can add that extra zero, so you can open that new location, so you can train your brain to subconsciously make the right move at the right time, anytime. Welcome to Whying Your How, a winner's guide to succeeding at success. Here at the Why, we don't ask why, we ask how, because asking how teaches you how, and by knowing how, you can do. Nobody ever got anywhere by asking why, because why is a negative question, and negative questions breed negative results. Why don't I have the things I want? Money problems that you will only make worse by continuing to ask why. Why is my business failing? Because you are your own saboteur due to an insistence on asking why. Why don't I like the way I look? Because of bad habits and poor self-image brought on by an addiction to asking why. Why won't she love me? Because you keep asking why. But that gets you nowhere. Ask how instead. How can I get the things I want? How can I save my business? How can I look the way I want to look? How can I make her love me? These questions breed actionable results, and that's how works. How can I get a Dance Dance Revolution Extreme Arcade machine? By getting this channel to earn me a considerable amount of money. How can I get this channel to stop hemorrhaging subscribers like a punctured artery? By making more serialized content instead of zany one-off think pieces. How can I achieve my goal body? Portion control, daily yoga, and being nicer to myself about my looks because through and through, I am fucking hot. How can I earn Bebe Rexha's love and affection? Not sure, but I'm working on it. Why? Because I'm not asking why, I'm asking how, and not waiting for the world to hand me solutions on a divine silver platter like a lazy jackass. God won't save you from yourself, but I can. How? Now you're getting it. The power of how is that it gets us to start examining the world around us and looking for solutions on our own. The destitution of why is that it asks those solutions to find us. One breeds curiosity, the other breeds complacency, and we don't want a miscarriage of our own potential. When you're working on birthing better results, it's best to begin with investigation instead of stagnation. I mean that both mentally and physically. What many people tangentially understand but often fail to act on is that our physicality plays as much into our mentality as our mentality plays into our physicality. Your physical actions and your physical environment alter your brain. A cluttered space inevitably creates a cluttered mind, and a cluttered mind often leads to analysis paralysis, as it has everywhere to go but the incapability of gauging the strength of its options. We don't want that! If we can't gauge the strength of our options, all we're left with is why. Why this over that, or that over this? A cluttered mind cannot ask how because it doesn't even know what it's trying to figure out the how-to. A stable mind is one with an organized space that's fertile for thought and exploration. A space that itself simultaneously acts as a stimulant and a calmer, acts as sunlight does to grass. We can be our own light. Or if you need some help with that, you can let me be yours. But here, we see the follies of modern design toward creation. Look at all of the brands that have intentionally made their logos minimalist, downplaying their identity. Those same brands who have bathed their store locations, and by extension an incredible amount of towns and cities, in a grey malaise that looks no different than a cloudy sky. Enter one of those store locations if you dare, and you will be met with the same bore. The same colors that induce a half-eyed stare, leading to all of us looking like zombies because our pupils have no reason to dilate in an attempt to take in an interesting world around us because they know that it isn't. This still water palette bleeds into our personal lives, from the colors we paint our houses inside to the clothes we wear outside. Black and white and beige are fine colors in moderation, but the world at large has put us all in a muzzle filled only with those colors, mixing to form a muck that robs us of crucial amounts of mental energy and therefore the ability to express ourselves in the most beautiful ways, our ability to think most rationally and find creative solutions to our problems. Colors enhance the how. Do you know why the 60s and 70s were such a bastion for creativity? Why some of the most iconic and successful brands, jingles, songs, and art were created during those 2 decades? It wasn't because of the LSD. It was because they had yellow couches! That color imbued itself into them, and through them it imbued itself into everything they touched. You feel yellow, you feel purple, you feel green, you feel orange. That leads to stable creativity, because those colors belong where they are. A couch belongs in your living room, but a yellow couch offers a warmth and vibrance that 12 different shades of beige could never. In that same way, look at McDonald's. I know you'd rather not. Nowadays, most of them look like someone took a rundown Morgue and smacked some generic logos on it, but that wasn't always the case. McDonald's used to be fun to look at. The brand itself stood out. There's a reason our parents and grandparents speak of going to McDonald's as a fun adventure, whereas our generation view it as an institutional meander void of character. Character it robbed itself of, and they're not the only ones. Pushed onto you by cultural staples is the subliminal messaging of blandness, the mental equivalent of television static, mixing the signals in your brain until it creates a social lobotomy where those at the top have more power than ever to untangle our wires in whichever way they see fit and have us believe only what they want us to believe, have us act only how they want us to act, have us turn on whoever they want us to turn on, getting us to solve their problems for them when their problems are not the same as our problems and they couldn't give a damn about helping us. From your Fox and OAN to your CNN and MSNBC, mainstream news is the only place where cultural monoliths allow themselves to be colorful. They do so to stand out, not with quality, but with a brute force, as their owners have already spent billions and billions graying the rest of the world around us, so that their messaging centers are the only places where you see vibrance in the conventional world they've established. Color is the counter. By surrounding yourself with color, you make the mainstream less powerful and actively untangle the static mind they've forced upon you. Color feeds creativity. Color feeds uniqueness. Color feeds the soul in ways that embody a how lifestyle. Color fills us with energy, and that energy often makes us want to move. Moving around in any fashion, walking, running, playing sports, doing yoga, even so much as having the energy to reorganize your living space in a way that better meets your mental needs, gets the brain going. Color gives us more energy to move, and through movement we stimulate our brain. Movement is to the brain what blowing away dust is to an old palate, a cleanser that gives space for new creations to dance upon. A constant stream of blacks, whites, grays, and beige do the exact opposite. These colors enforce a sedentary lifestyle, one with limited brain activity. With forced limitation, the brain often self-destructs. We can see it in how the human body responds to the weather. Seasonal depression is a real thing, brought on by how the winter months enact constant, oppressive, overcast skies. Your grandparents don't spend the winter in Florida or Arizona because it's warm. They're doing so as a mental self-preservation mechanism. That's why old people are the least likely to fall for scams. They've learned that the easiest way to keep their wits about them is to surround themselves with color. Bland colors force a why lifestyle upon us. Why do anything when your spaces are so devoid of personality, so cold and overbearing, robbing you of your energy? Bright colors enforce a how lifestyle, creating a sense of wonder and curiosity that makes us want to explore, that makes us want to create. Through creation, through trial and error, and the examining of the trials and errors of those that came before us, we can find our solutions. How can you start living a how lifestyle? Well, asking that question's a good start. Good job! But there is a way to make things even better. You can hire me as a consultant to make sure you're asking how correctly. To get in contact, please email whyingyourhow@gmail.com. I hope to see you there. Happy howing.